That's Gnome. Okay, we're back. Oh, that weird little face thing is Gnome, I believe is his name. It's a title for Alphen. The summoning look around the area. Okay. Ready to find out who the fuck summoned us?
Yes.
Immediate cutscene.
What we saw happening outside the
So I
starship.
asked Merlin if he's doing okay.
Yeah, our planet's really not doing too hot right about now.
No, you just have to
I've
pop
only
it.
ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours. Still though,
I'll be right back.
I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like
bringing
that.
me
And what's the deal with that giant flower coming out
Man,
of
I'm
it?
so pissed off.
Beats me.
Changing
I have
into
absolutely
dead
no
billionaire.
clue. It's so surreal. It looks like a broken egg or something.
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the stars in the heavens. But to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the Crown
I still
contest,
think the name
but also the
Armless
form of
Palmer is
our own
Right?
planet.
It's fucking... That's bullshit.
Okay, who's
But
the
I'm gonna buy
wise
me
guy
2
that summoned
cases.
us here? Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere.
That beam of light joining Dana and Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld
You gonna use the other
to
bottle of water
reawaken
that's
the
in there?
wedge and Lenegus?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena, after all. But what are they after?
You are
Is
obsessed
it
with
really worth
drinking out
going
of your
through all
fucking
this
cup.
trouble just to steal
The
Dana's
fact that because I
energy?
wanted to buy it for you and you ended up buying it instead.
So many
Because when I
factors
seen
we
it
don't
pop up,
understand.
I was like,
Dwelling on
fuck.
it won't get us anywhere. What is it?
No, it's just...
By the way, it's not a problem that you bought it
Zephyr
before I
once
could
told me
buy
the
it for
same
you.
thing. So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you? You notice something, you change it. That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
It's amazing how they pair as voice of reasons to each other.
That's love.
Oh. I guess I'll leave that in there.
What's up?
Looks like a moisturizer absorbing pack.
Oh yeah, fucking silica gel.
I don't like the lip on
On
this cup, little scoop, because I have to shake it to get everything out.
yeah, that's what you have to do. That's how they.
Yeah, but
Created
it's
those.
annoying.
Oh yeah, I don't expect it to be any less annoying.
But I figured I'd have some of this for my focus, because I didn't sleep nearly as much as I wanted to.
I know. I'm so sorry.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad. I stayed up as late
You
as I
and
did
KRM are
play.
streaming at the same time because you both are up on my fucking.
I'm not mad that I'm off. You know I'm not. But this should help me. I love you too.
Everybody has to hear me talking to you on the fucking stream.
Eh, we have pets. People can get used to it. My phone has to stay near me.
Yeah, so you can clock in for work. Alrighty then.
Okay, so before I go ahead, it's upper level. Okay. Just had to check. You know me, I like to cover all my bases. That's how I find that good old loot. That smelly smell. Smell that you can smell.
That smells.
So smelly. Fucking Mr. Krabs, man.
That's the first episode.
That's a
too.
cryopod.
Is she gonna be in there?
I don't know.
That'd be crazy if she was still alive.
It would be.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
This was another...
What's that?
Why do I feel like this was another one originally?
It's one of those! A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
No. I don't think so. Because I agree with
It doesn't
Shion.
look like it can move.
I agree with Shion's opinion. If they wanted to destroy him, they could have destroyed him. Hi, Arrow.
Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
What are you?
It's not one of the red women, that's for
Hevrek
sure.
35.
Which is?
Hevrek 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What the hell are you?
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with
Alphen,
the
asking
Red
too
Women?
many questions is rude.
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
Stand.
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh goody, more riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil.
The thing where they
The
get the
red
fruit from?
women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
I don't know.
Helganquil?
Well, look at the name.
Yeah,
You
I know,
are on
but
Dake Phasal, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here.
Rena's
Since
great
my
spirit.
sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it without question throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this great spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but
Let's assume that what Hevrek 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's great spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot
Don't even think about it, Arrow.
a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did.
Scotch.
The
Yeah,
wedge and
bullshit.
Lenegis
I know
where
what you're
so
gonna
much
say.
of that energy had been accumulated.
Some booty cheeks.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. And the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helgankril devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renaissance.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hedrecht 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
His face.
It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just
That's your
the beginning?
shit?
And I wish they disabled the wing.
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that
human-like
vengeance
emotions.
also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of
Well, I'm
extinction.
feeling something's going wrong.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Faisal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
It's a lot of information. So it is what I thought it was. At least to some extent. A spirit.
The
What do you
spirit which inhabits.
Dana.
You can't
That's what they
seriously
say
be
it's
buying
twin
anything that
planets
creature
now.
told us, right?
Why does
I
it
mean,
seem
it's
like one
practically
planet didn't
blackmailing
form
us
right?
into doing its dirty work.
I don't
To
think
be
it didn't
honest,
form. I think
the
they
conversation
destroyed
went
it
on
and
for
trying
so
to get
long.
it.
Well,
I'm not
it-
sure
You know,
I
like how
understood
kind of
all
already
that.
Well, what he
destroyed
said
Earth.
is
How about you,
Dana
Gilligan?
didn't
Were you able
Dana's
to
will
follow
was
it at
spread
all?
around the whole planet,
At
but
the very
that
least,
formed in the middle.
everything it said about the Renan Great
So
Spirit
too much
adds
astral
up.
formed in the middle instead of
At the end of the
spreading,
day,
creating the will of
this
the
whole
Great
chain
Spirit.
of events comes back to astral energy.
Ooh,
That being said,
Tony's.
had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story
Does
much
that
more
make sense? I
difficult
have
to
a feeling
believe.
that spirit wasn't meant to
The
be
spirit
born.
of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
Doesn't want to see Dana completely destroyed. It wants to feed
Astral
on her.
energy is supposed to be a force that
It
creates
needs
and
food.
Therefore, it
shapes the
would destroy
world.
it.
Yeah, it would
Doesn't
destroy it,
matter.
but that's intention is
I don't care
destruction
if we're up
to
against the
survive.
entire world or what its game
Because
is.
remember, it needs an
We're
immense
not
amount of
going to
astral
let it
energy to keep
destroy
its
Dana.
sentience.
Right.
And one could assume astral
There is one
energy
other
depletes
thing
over
that
time,
concerns me.
Yeah,
meaning
How the
it's
Great
dying.
Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest
but it took
are all
years
part of
for
a
it to start
centuries-long
dying.
plan is clear enough. But
I
what
don't
about
think
the
it took
Renans?
years for it to start
How
dying.
do
I
they
think it
factor
started
into
dying,
all
which is
this?
why it came up with that plan to start, and they interfered.
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevrick
You're a nerd
35 never
too.
even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will
But it
shed
sounds
more
like
light
the
on
spirit
matter.
was never intended to be. It was
Let's
an
find out.
accident. Because if they're twin worlds, Rena should have looked like Dana, but it doesn't. Jerk. We've been enjoying like predicting and
Theorizing. Theorizing is the correct answer.
I guess go to upper theorizing and theory crafting.
Game theory. Honey bit. Definitely you, honey.
Oh shit, I guess I'm getting called out for no reason. Fuck you both too. Today is the day I officially met Mia in person, by the way. Arrow. Call me Scotch. I don't want some Scotch and whiskey. I know you don't like it, but I do. Yes.
Well, yeah, I'm a fucking...
Yay, tinnitus. Woo!
I'm normal, I guess. For my base fucking race. I like tequila and burr.
You like clothes dropping and angry white man?
Angry white man.
Bourbon.
Who, you?
No, that's just what bourbon does to a lot of white folk. Make them angry. And tequila, we all know it's clothes dropping.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Or angry.
Titus?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrecht 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
Well, I mean, that's what he meant about the others.
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift,
Yep.
so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Ooh.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought
They're
the
all
Overseer
creatures.
explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
They became a species after the creation. That's cool.
But
They
if
created
that's
their own
true,
fucking race.
then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't, but there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language, people of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there.
So I was right.
That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use Astro Arts on Dana now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and...
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I
It
think
would
we're
explain
getting to the
why
bottom of
what's
it
her name
all,
was the very
some
first
new
maiden.
revelation smacks us in the face.
Meowdy.
Yeah, it would.
And let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
It also explained, though, why they had all their faith in Rinwa as the last, because they knew there was no more.
Have you guys lived up here in Dag Fazel with Hevrek 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegus from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrek 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegus is still run.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrek 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright.
After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead.
Logic's not wrong.
Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further.
That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering our questions.
Before it passes on, it wants us to kill the Great Spirit.
Because it knows what it's going to do. My guess is the Great Spirit will just keep feeding and feeding.
Do you know anything about our spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner! However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day.
Yikes.
For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy
That would be the contest for 300.
To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevrek 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes. And yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
Yeah, but that also means your people would be extinct.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Yep. But it doesn't seem like that Helganquil has treated them poorly.
The whole world has been turned upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Pretty much a weapon.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. we should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should
Now
be
I
okay.
gotta go hunt all 5 of them and talk to them.
You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's...
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot. Everything we thought we knew, it was all just a fabrication that the Red Women... No, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevrek 35 has told us, that is.
I don't think he's
Well,
lying.
if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
But if Hevrek 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so.
I don't
At least
think
I
he
hope
knows
not.
everything that was done up
I
to
think
this
it just
point.
means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans, and the Great Spirit, and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
Why gotta be fruity?
How so?
Could you let me?
Coexistence between Danans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well,
Only for you, baby.
I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Danan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very
It makes
real
me
pain
wonder
and
just how
suffering.
much Drea knew.
Right.
Chad does not
Everybody
fucking
has
get
their
it.
reasons
I
for
think she
feeling the way
stumbled
that
upon
they
shit
do.
when she took over her
But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a way, more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace
Also makes
each
me want
other's
to know
pain,
how
in a sense.
how smart
That's an
Renwell's
interesting way
parents
of
were.
putting it.
It's true.
How much information they have.
Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to
It sounds like
healing
they had a
those
lot
wounds
more
is
than
to
they
put
did.
aside that
Maybe not
hatred.
all of this, but a
It
bit
won't
about.
be achieved through
Probably a
reason,
bigger attunement.
but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And
Okay.
now, I think I see a way to move forward.
Our
But
package
to do
is
that,
stuck at export.
first we need to make sure our
to the
planet
US.
isn't going to get wiped out.
That's fine. We'll make do.
You both seem awfully calm.
24 or 25, I assume.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Ringwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Danon mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danons again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right? I know it's not as simple as all that, but Danons probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Danon and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Oh, goodness.
Nerd!
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dana's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless,
You and
at the
Mia
end
are
of the
beautiful
day,
too.
Dana's still our
Don't
home.
be fruity.
There's no way
Totally
we
gonna
can
be
let it
fruity.
destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Oh, the lazy.
I still can't believe it, man.
No,
You're not
because
the
I'm
only one
thinking
still
about
trying
what
to make sense of all this.
he
Believe
said about
me.
being invisible from the 3 and 2.
Really? You've never struck me as
Also
the type of
visible
guy to
from
get
4.
hung up on these sorts of things.
That's not what went
Did you
through my
forget what
head.
happened
What?
back in Thistleland? Once my memories started
Text
coming
me.
back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
You understand?
Yeah,
That's why I
yes.
can't say anything. I'm
But
like,
thanks to
wait.
Law and everybody
Oh,
else,
that could
I
be just
remembered
taken
that I
in the
still had
wrongest
things
fucking
out
way
there worth
possible
fighting
for me.
for.
Man,
Oh, the BAD.
I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
Poor
I
baby.
know this is going to sound strange coming
I
from
know
me.
he's wooed,
but
huh?
maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons. But I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was
Never.
bigger than me, I didn't know what I
Never.
should do, or who to
Sandwich
tell.
time.
But that's when I finally
You
got
being
it.
in the middle.
You guys
Yep.
were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them.
Would you be
That's good enough, right?
Nope.
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about.
Man, Zephyr is the crutch to everything in this.
Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the
Zephyr
first
was
place.
a champ.
Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
I miss Zephyr.
I do too.
I wish there was like a way you could just keep Zephyr through the whole game. And just see his perspectives like as a spirit or something. You know, you'd be like, I'm proud of that boy. I'm proud of you, Alphen.
Just to have a spirit there.
I know. I like Zephyr a lot. I think Zephyr is arguably one of my favorite characters.
Witness that.
You mean hearing
because even with all the struggling, he just kept positive.
It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Pretty sure it
Let's
is.
not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one.
Some things
I
are
can only
probably
imagine
alive.
that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
And I'm one hell of a
To say the
butler.
least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself.
I want to know when
What
those
concerns
rare
me is
items
all
I
of the
found
other Renans
are
out
going to
there.
become used for crafting.
When you say the other Renans,
Probably.
you
Once
mean
they
the
get to
ones that
Rena.
are living on Lenegus?
Because I got
Xandar,
his
right?
stovepipe, and I know you need
Correct.
that for his best weapon.
Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating
Beat
Dana,
people with a
our
pipe.
problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in,
Oh, goodness.
if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegus, or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegus might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms.
It's been
If
1
the
year
issue is
since fucking
forced,
being in New Mexico for
things
me.
could
Shut up.
turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred
regret
to
it?
overcome between us.
Why the hell
And
would
the
I
victims
regret
of
it?
our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegus after this is all over?
You're a geeky owl.
Indeed, I have
I
fully
really am,
accepted the
though.
burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
More fetch quests?
What is
Yes.
it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only Blazing Sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes, I realize that I'm asking quite
It's
a
a
lot
smart
of you.
ploy, though.
However,
Using the two
The
heroes,
fact
the
of the
Lord
matter
and...
is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed.
Yep.
That is why.
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
The Blazings were the
Is it
hero of
too
the
much?
Danan, and then the
No,
Lord that leaders of the
relax.
Renans.
You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
You never considered it.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen.
He's
You
growing,
help
though.
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
Dohalim, Dohalim,
Well,
Dohalim.
it sounds like everyone's learning from their past.
I like how
and
much
using it
Dolan
to
is
create a
growing, because
better
I was worried
future
when we
for
took him
everyone.
in as an ally, he was going to become a...
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin
Yeah,
of
but
the
he
Renans?
still kept his
To be
elegance
honest,
for what he was.
I'm not really all that
but
shocked,
also
actually.
learned
I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but
he's never really
felt
been
like
like
one
the
of
normal
them.
Renan, meaning maybe the effects of
Right
those
now,
weren't so good on him.
Kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
You're an
Because for a
alien.
really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not
So
if
that those
or
eyes
when,
behind
but how.
the thorns
I
think that
thought
was
I'd
the great
die
astral
alone.
spirit
That fate had me in its steely grip.
Fully taking over.
I would have never
trying
imagined
to,
that I'd be
or
traveling
well, it was
with
trying to
someone
consume,
like
and
you,
they blocked its
fighting
feeder,
to
and
save
some of its
Rena
power
and
got stuck.
Dana. I mean,
That'd
how
be,
could I
yep,
have?
that would be the thorn.
It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this,
Yeah, they've been
even
suffering for
longer
longer.
than that.
Shall make your
It was
body feel like
Naori's hope
Why?
that somehow,
Because
someone in the
basically the
future
best
would
thing
be
to
able
do
to
is
stop
be
it
outside.
before
That
it
is
was
true.
too late.
Because you don't
How
have
it
me
fell
do
on
that
us
for
of all
you.
people to heed
Well,
that
to be
call
fair, I haven't
is a
really been
mystery.
this achy until
I don't think
yesterday.
Naori was hoping that we would just stop
Yeah,
the
you've been
world from
achy for the
getting
last few
destroyed.
days, honey.
It might be just the weather
She
changes.
considered me, a Danan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too.
Makes me
I don't
think the
she wanted
Renan
the world
aren't
to be
as old as they
saved,
think they are
just so they could go
historically
back to hurting each other.
Maybe 500 or 600 years.
Maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering, she said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving.
Forgiveness.
So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll
What's up,
come a
Prime?
time when
Welcome.
we can all truly
Prime, who
understand
are you?
each other. I'm there with you,
Who?
Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we
I ain't
care
doing it in a
about.
girly voice. Get Shepard,
I think
your
that's the
other two
very
partners,
least I
to
can
do
do
it.
to repay Naori
Nope.
for everything that she did.
Yeah.
Come
I
on.
want a future that
Nope.
she would feel proud
Arrows
to
in
live
chat,
in,
you could do
and
the
I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yeah, that
Yes,
is how
I
you
know.
spell woo. Because
Don't
the other
worry,
one is
I
oh
haven't
whoa.
forgotten.
Yep.
I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dana's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Renan, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world, and it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed.
The thorns
Shion's
communicate
thorns
with
are
the astral
comprised
spirit.
of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
It makes me wonder why Dark and Light were split. I have a feeling it wasn't
Shion's thorns are
intentional.
the Great Spirit?
Feeling that
It's
Rena
not
and Dana
actually
was
on
supposed to be
Rena like
one
we
planet,
thought?
but something caused a problem and they split.
We don't know anything for certain.
It's the same thing for him and
At the
me.
very least,
Yep.
I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
Sometimes it's the other rare one.
While the main body
Two eggs, yeah,
resides in
but
Rena.
yeah.
Majority of the time, it's mutations.
But considering it's only dark and light that were split, I don't think so.
You think something forced it?
I don't think so. I think there was an issue with the way the planets merged.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great
But
spirit,
with that merging,
I'm going to
didn't
go over
come
there
for
and
her.
give it a piece
Rena
of my
formed
mind and then some.
abnormally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it formed with all of its energy in one focal point,
The
where
question is,
Dana
how do we
did not.
confront
It spread.
Suffice it to
That's
say,
how the
the
astral
flower
spirit
growing
is
out of
there,
Rena is
would be my
enormous,
guess, is the way it
large
formed.
enough to
That
house
spirit's
the
been
will of
there,
an
and
entire
as
planet.
it's had to consume energy to survive, it's drained the rest of
Wedge
Rena.
and Lennigus were both hard enough for us
But
to
to maintain
overcome in their own
sentience
right.
and exist, it
This
needs
is an
to
altogether greater
keep
challenge for
consuming.
merely
So I'm
6.
assuming it's not trying to destroy Dana for a hatred of Dana, it just
And we only
is
know about the
eating
Thorn's
it to
connection
survive and will
thanks to
continue to
Nora.
eat until there's nothing left of anything. And then eventually it dies out either way.
Could be all nothing but
Everett
oblivion.
35
Exactly.
has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time.
That's my thought.
It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
But that would be logically what makes sense. Because all of it is due to transferring Rena's energy, and Rena was there.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Everett 35 our answer.
No,
So
let's
if
watch the next
Sovereign and
cutscene.
Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lennigus, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renaissance
Didn't even hurt you.
Lennigus is functioning fine.
Oh, sorry.
If it needed us before,
You know,
it
I
doesn't
have
appear to
these
now.
that are bigger.
First they lumber you with the
Oh, so
position
you admit
never
you
asked
haven't.
for.
Good job.
Then you're
I'm proud of
discarded
you.
like you're nothing.
You're growing.
The
Your
hell
plot
do they
development
think
is
they are?
occurring.
More importantly, who
I
do
mean,
they
yours will
think
be
we
bigger
are?
in no time, but
We might not
Yeah.
even factor into their list of concerns.
I
What,
just
are you
hope
trying to make
everyone
it
on
bigger?
Lennigus is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lennigus is equipped with a large number
I might
of
be mean, I'm
starships that people
tickling
can
you.
escape in. As long as the whole
I'm not
satellite
even
doesn't
paying
suddenly
attention to
explode or
what they're talking
something, they should be fine.
Wait, explode?
In any
Wait,
case,
what about exploding?
if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lennigus. The people there will be fine. I'm sure of it.
Right.
you don't need to see. You can hear.
What? No other cutscene for the second,
Just give it about a minute.
right? So Central, right? Well,
I love you too.
if this bitch doesn't give me like a nuclear warhead or something, I'm gonna be disappointed. Could at least be useful.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the Great Spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renis Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renis Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit and
The bunny
disperse
tail.
its energy widely
You can actually
to make
see
it
it with that
difficult to
outfit.
reform.
Yep.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony, considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed. I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
I have a feeling we're gonna...
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar, is all. Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
As always.
Man, is it too much to ask for Hevrek 35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. Is the Renis Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. But with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Pelaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy.
No, you don't. You just like abusing
that. It can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later. Remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Hevrek 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details. So assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
No other one? It's like half expecting another 3. Ow!
That was the nail. Ow! You already hit me in the tit before you fucking started punching my fucking leg. You twat.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
Just want to keep fucking punching me, I'll start stabbing you.
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
Right near the
The fact that
diaphragm,
our
you
people have been the same this whole
twat.
time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
No chewing on me.
But you
Not
still
my
intend
oboe
to confront
either.
this truth head on, don't you?
Chew toy.
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement,
You're touching
I shall
the
remain
controller.
dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dovahkiin.
I love you.
You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals
You
for
okay?
the first time in our lives. Of course,
Did it
I'm sure
hurt?
there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were
I
like
know
that.
you. Like I said,
There were those of you
body
who were
massage will
good.
probably help you.
And that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Danans.
That is,
You
in
got that
essence,
correct.
the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I
understand
wish
what you're
people could
saying.
fucking
We're
really
talking about
understand.
massive
What
numbers
she's
of
saying,
Renans
yeah.
and Danans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
But Danans
Even
don't
if
get
we
along
end
with
up
Danans,
butting
and Renans
heads
don't
with
get along
one
with Renans.
person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
She's not wrong, though.
She's not.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more?
I still think those glasses suit him.
That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
But the horns look good with him.
Yes, I do.
Well, take off the glasses and then
I
you can
think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before.
Sorry, fat butt.
But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
So many serious conversations back to back.
They should just kiss and be done with it.
All 3 sets of couples should. Speaking of couples.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before, about whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning.
She really
Even
does
if
like
that
playing
meaning
on the spot, doesn't she?
was only helping you guys fight.
I wonder if
Then,
it's 'cause it smells
when I
like
felt
me.
Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you
Yeah, they
do.
just need to kiss already, dude.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, Doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral
Paul
energy
can be sometimes
inside
smarter
us,
than he looks, can't he?
Yeah. Maybe.
Just little.
Effort 35 might know the answer.
Because you're his people.
But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now.
Because I'm warm.
Who I've become.
I'll just hold on to it because it's yours.
So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
They're cute together.
Typical teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Seems familiar.
No.
Are you sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is.
That dress is really pretty.
You know what makes me laugh?
How are you doing,
Your hair
Shion?
fits into the same type of style of fucking ponytail he has.
Same as you. Still trying to absorb everything.
Why do you keep kicking me?
Because I love you. I love you.
Remember when it was so simple?
Are you not
We were
used
only
to
fighting all
allowing
the
me
lords on
to do
Dana?
this to others? Why?
All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Remember?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
Ooh.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back.
Squeezing that big ass
I'd still be
forehead
a
of
faceless
yours.
slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Rena's Alma, there's something I want you to do.
Oh, that hurts!
What you're doing to me? Jerk.
I'm squeezing
Like
your
Heather
forehead, not your
35
jaw.
said,
If you want me to squeeze your
The
jaw,
only way we
squeeze
can
that.
end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Rena's Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Rena's Alma, but it's taken us this far.
Makes me want to know why only that core made the weapon,
At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
but none of the others did.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything that we...
I feel like the
Great
blazing
Spirit
core wasn't
isn't
originally the
just our
blazing
problem.
core.
It was the
It's a
lightest.
threat
The
to our
lightning.
entire
Yeah.
world. Renans
It only
and
became fire
Daemons
probably
alike.
because of everything that's
I don't
happened
think
over the
it's
years.
fire, I think it's still the light.
We don't know what's going to happen when we face
Or
it.
I think it's
but
the
we
previous
need to be
Rena's
prepared
Alma.
for anything.
Because
We can't
Balsep, wait,
second guess
Balsep didn't
ourselves
have a
when the
core,
time
did he?
comes.
I'd
I
have to
promise
watch.
you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with
I just feel like
absolutely
something
everything
doesn't
I've
add up.
got.
Because she's always had that
But if
core.
it comes
So
down
that's
to
what I'm
it,
saying.
I need you to be prepared too.
Hold on. That's fine. You almost pushed me off the bed because I wasn't ready.
You're never ready.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end.
Okay, so her core was
I
Balsep's.
hope you can forgive me for that.
She stole it from him.
Is that why he was weaker?
Yes. My other question would be then, why does it still manifest a weapon but none of the others do?
Okay.
Probably
I
the
understand.
thorns.
And I'll
the
forgive you.
thorns.
They react with one another.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even now, though.
Once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone.
She already knows.
Yep.
Because she does too.
I knew it was gonna be that typical cliche shit.
Yep. That whole prevent a red flag. So the whole spiel of, are we ready to do this?
Yes,
Like every
we're
other.
gonna constantly go through to make sure that even you're ready, because you're
Our task is relatively
No,
straightforward.
I'm not ready.
We need only descend down to
Back.
Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're
No,
fighting for a new
I'm gonna
future for
steal
both
you.
Dana and Rena.
Good enough.
Right.
I ain't
We've
saving
come
you.
this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Oh, you have stinky breath.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear
You're
down.
100% stinky.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Phasal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrect 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
I want his earrings.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist this because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to
So
get
she
back
shouldn't
on the phone.
exist. That's what I'm taking from that.
Yeah.
Looking up his earrings.
No.
What's she doing? It's pretty.
Pretty expensive.
Yeah, I know.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
It's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the Hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day,
right?
Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it,
So it tried
this
to
is what
transfer
Dana's
itself
going
all
to
the way
look like?
down.
And it couldn't.
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
This reminds me of Xanarkin in a lot of ways. When I get matching ones.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began.
Special housing does
Yet
appear
it's a
throughout
dead
Dana.
world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.
This reminds me of Xanarkand, though.
How destroyed and how...
Obliterated it
A
was.
hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I
Plushie
don't believe
Hoodle.
I've heard of someone ever trying.
Did you want a plushie?
Perhaps
Hoodle?
you'd like the glory of being the first?
No, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, lol?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something. So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Rena's Alma using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing our thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength, it's that it's sentient too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Rena's Alma, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up. Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
what do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Danans started pressing their own.
For you.
Renans, Danans, astral art users, mages.
I'm gonna get a pair of matching shirts.
The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
My size and yours is hard.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are.
Because everything sells
No
out.
different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands.
They had a hoodie too that had
Not
tails.
differences so much as characteristics.
Luckily they're not
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day,
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
Can fast travel, woot woot.
Finally. If only we could...
Right!
Saxleo Temple. Is...
Hey, Law. Been training?
Yeah, I guess I got a little carried away. You think this is bad, you should see the state of my underwear.
Yeah. A word of advice. You might want to refrain from mentioning that stuff around girls. Ones without a military history especially.
Man, can you imagine Rinwell's face? She'd have a nervous breakdown.
I meant in general, but you sure mention her a lot, you know.
Huh? Oh, you know, she's always there, even when you least expect it.
Damn you, Red.
Springs to mind easily.
Either that, or maybe some part of you is subconsciously always wishing she was there.
Damn.
May the trials and tribulations of young romance never change.
Damn!
Romance? Like I'd be interested in that know-it-all tomboy. I'm more about mature women. Someone more like Kisara.
You know, I used to be a tomboy too when I was Rinwell's age.
Look, it's not tomboys I have anything against. But come on, you've got to admit she can be a lot to handle.
Hey, I miss anything? What's all the fuss about?
Rinwell.
Thunderblade!
What the hell was that for?
A little birdie told me you were speaking about me behind my back.
Fucking Hoodle.
From the looks of it, I'd say you've got yourself a rival.
It wouldn't be called the Spring of Youth without a little storm every now and then.
Fucking Hoodle, man.
Yeah, but doesn't realize it's not the same type of talk.
How are you and Alvin getting on these days?
That's a little out of the blue. Why do you ask?
Sorry, it's just... I don't know, I'm just curious, I guess. I mean, a lot's changed now he's got his senses back and all.
I suppose you're right. Well, to tell you the truth, if he'd been the way he is now back when I'd first met him, I probably wouldn't have gotten this involved. But then, if we hadn't met like we did, then I never would have experienced these feelings, so... I guess it's complicated.
I can imagine. I know it's not the same thing, but I know what it feels like to have someone you love who's out of reach.
Because of Nagal.
Alphen's still alive. It's not too late, you know. And after all, who can say what the future holds? I think if I were you, I'd take things as they come for now.
Besides, touch isn't everything. I've never touched you, Shion. But that doesn't stop you from knowing that I care about you, right?
That's true. But I do remember back when we first met, you made it plenty clear you weren't my biggest fan.
But that was a long time ago. There were lots of things I didn't understand back then. Not that that's the point.
Don't worry, I'm only teasing. I know what you mean. Thank you. And you're right. There are ways to convey your feelings besides just touching.
I'll say, cooking immediately springs to mind. And if it's someone's favorite dish, all the better. If there's something on your mind that you want to tell him, why not try appealing directly to his stomach?
You might just have a point. I'll give it a shot.
If it's Alvin's palate you're appealing to, that doesn't bode well for the rest of us.
So they have
Well, friendship is about being supportive. Sometimes we just have to do our best and take one for the team, right?
They have money for her.
Oh my fucking god.
Hey!
I can't see.
Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
Matching character.
It would mean...
Well, yeah, you wear
just
his
that,
and
I
I wear
guess.
hers.
But still...
Different colors.
Yeah,
Do you
I'm
think
fine
it's
with
kind
that.
of interesting?
Not hugely.
And it has it in...
Hey, Kisara, well,
Technically,
I've got you.
both are
What's on
sized,
tonight's
so I can
menu?
wear
Because I
two
was
hours.
thinking, maybe me.
It's just, I choose to
Get
wear
him,
bigger
Noodle.
than me.
Get him, Hoodle.
Always.
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hoodle. Ow, ow, ow! Seriously, what the hell?
Even after staying here,
They weren't joking when
never
they said, like,
truly
when you
got
get to
the
near the
bottom
end,
of
there's
what
like
makes
3
this
million
realm's
cutscenes.
citizens tick.
Renan and Danon are meaningless distinctions here. To have one's own mind is strictly forbidden. All that matters is blind obedience.
That might be the case now, but it can't always have been like that.
Meow, meow,
There
meow,
must have
meow,
been something
meow,
more.
meow, 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 meow,
Once,
meow, meow,
maybe.
cat meow.
Question is that something still salvageable?
If it's not, we'll just have to make something new. No, not we. They've had enough foisted on them as it is.
You're right. It's time the people here had the chance to forge their own path. That's not to say it'll be easy, but it will be worthwhile.
These things take time to... What the... An ambush?
Sorry. Sorry. There was a huge flying bug and I sort of shot without thinking.
A bug? You mean like a Zoogle?
No, a
Something
bug.
tells me she would have shot it, whether it was a Zoogle or not.
This realm is teeming with humid forests. It's only natural insects would feel more at home
Typical
here than Menancia.
how people always think
In
to blow up their
fact, I seem to
house
recall
when there's a
reading
fucking
somewhere
spider.
that bugs around these parts lay their eggs in human food to ensure healthy incubation.
Sounds like they're tougher than they look.
What about you, Alphen? Bugs don't creep you out?
I wouldn't say I was their #1 fan. Mind you, if times get desperate enough, I've been known to eat them.
Option, you say. What kind of seasoning are we talking?
Dohalim, I don't think he was talking about cooking them.
Hey, lizard!
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I love you.
I never thought about this until now, Alphen. But doesn't it get hot wearing that armor all the time? You feel heat and cold again, don't you?
Admittedly, yeah. It can get pretty toasty in this thing.
Is it hard when your back starts to itch?
Oh, you bet. Plus, my shoulders get stiff wearing it, even if it's not all that heavy.
Kisara looks like she manages all right with her armor.
Armor takes a strong body and a stout heart.
Spoken like a true guardsman. Not that I really get what you mean.
The more I think about it, the more I realize what a pain it must be. Like, what do you do when you need to take a leak?
Ew!
That part can be a bit of a pain, yeah. More things to take off.
That sucks, man. Wouldn't it be easier if you just walked around outside of your armor most of the time instead?
You never know when the enemy might attack. As tempting as it might be to take it off, it's not worth getting killed over.
So basically, you're screwed if you ever get attacked while taking a dump. Right, Rinwell?
Are you doing this on purpose?
You know, guys,
But
when you
hey, at
think
least
about
someone
it,
was able
we've
to
taken
answer
out
my
a
question
lot of
once.
Zoogles. Like
Oh, about him in the armor?
About
You
being
can say
like,
that again.
how do you do these things?
One
before-
thing's for certain
Yeah.
in this world, is that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them, do you?
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dana, let alone up in Lenegus.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zoogles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zoogles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zoogles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zeugles aren't so different after all.
Good. Finally done with all the cutscenes for the next 2 seconds. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Just great. Cheers. Cheers.
What? Nice try, you two.
Never.
Wait. Something...
I couldn't catch it. I'll always be
Aww.
alone. How could I... Oh, please. I'm so lonely.
Oh no. This is just like what happened before.
I'm alone.
What can I do to get her to snap out of it? There aren't any thorns this time. I've got it!
Alvin?
Shionne, you're not alone. You've got all of us. There's also this one from me. So please, we'll fight this together. Shionne!
You dummy! That's not what I was upset about. How many times do I need to tell you not to blindly rush into things? That said, it does make me feel better. Even if your bouquet is just a weapon named after one.
I'm just glad I could help. And I made another one to go with it, so it wouldn't be...
You never cease to amaze me, Alphen. Seriously.
Oh, got a weapon. Hardy Farados bouquet. Wedding cake cutter. Silver suit of armor. Transcendent matchmaker, Dohalim. Deepen bond with Alphen. That's gonna take a bit. Dohalim antique collector. You're not wrong. Okay, let's save real quick. Because I don't want to have to redo all that cutscene.
I thought you loved the cutscene.
Fuck you too. I do, but that's a lot back to back.
It was. But I mean, it's typical endgame Tales from what I've heard.
Yeah, I know it is. It's still annoying.
I've never finished my Tales game, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
Just great.
A David Cage game.
How's this? Got it.
Hey.
Yay!
All right.
Global connections.
I never realized before just how hot this place is. It's like being inside a fire.
You're only just noticing? Ah, yes, forgive me. The whole lack of sensory feedback situation.
That's the one. It's hard to believe I once worked in this soup, let alone helped spearhead a revolution.
And all
Yeah, I know who it was. I know Detroit Become Human.
Back then, we had our plates full enough dealing with constant
Honestly, I
abuse from
prefer more
our
interesting like
overlords.
Suda-51.
It never occurred to me the air itself was oppressive in its own way. My head spinning just with the effort it takes to walk.
I think that's called heat stroke. You might want to take a sip of water.
You mean that water that's been festering under the sun for days? I wouldn't chance it without boiling it first.
Oh, I know. I'll go to the dock and fetch us some clean water.
Water alone won't suffice. He'll need to ensure his sodium levels are replenished as well.
In that case, let's see if we can rustle up some rock salt. Alphen, you go cool off in the shade for a while. Xion, stay and keep an eye on him.
And then there were two.
Bit of an overreaction, but it's still kind of them.
Maybe it's not the time, but this place brings back memories.
I know what you mean. We're back where it all started.
You don't ever regret meeting me sometimes, do you?
Are you kidding? You started all of this. Bringing down the wall, retrieving my sense of self. I have no regrets.
Yeah, Bun Bun, no regrets.
Welcome back, Law.
Let's go to Elizabeth. Go to the inn first. I love you. I'm not in your...
That was quite the little
No
adventure.
regards.
No regrets.
Ow. Why are you so mean?
Because I smacked your booty?
Yeah.
Grow up.
I love you. No Rugrats?
That's a little too late.
Oh.
Oh?
That's his best weapon.
Look at the items you gotta get. It's not just the money you gotta worry about.
Ominous Eyeball, Curse Claw, and Blistering Fang. Fuck. Got me some grinding to do. Right? Can you stop hitting my ass?
No.
Yes.
Do you ever stop hitting mine?
No.
Exactly.
Eh, it's acceptable. I love you. I don't really care if you do it, by the way. I just felt like saying something to be an ass because, you know, the same thing you say to me. Do you ever stop doing that? No.
Like
I sense
ever?
a poor
No.
soul who is in dire need.
Sounds like
Just
hard for you to
once?
step in and...
No.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Just...
I guess... Thanks.
Huh? Well... All right.
right. I guess. Whew. Got it.
I love you.
Hey, Alvin, what do you think of that chick over there?
Doesn't look like she really works out.
I'm not talking about her muscles, you dummy!
Oh, we know where his mind goes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Hey! Yes!
Right.
Sure.
I don't believe this.
Ah! Okay!
Great. Good.
Nice work.
Ah!
But this is...
Wow.
What are we creating?
Hell, it seems.
Right.
This is...
Yes!
Oh!
amazing.
He made donuts.
You look like a typical girl.
Who?
You!
Fabulous!
The way that you have the fucking sweater and with your fucking shoulder showing.
Oh, am I exciting you?
No, I'm not like every other fucking guy that gets excited by fucking...
Arousing you?
Nice work.
I cannot see the TV with your big old knee. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Yes!
Finally, no more having to deal with this stupid ass. I'm so tired of him.
But where are we gonna hear Exquisite from?
Each other?
Okay, I gotta deliver the donuts now. I just hate how small the writing is sometimes.
This is a G.
I love you. I can feel that.
We've reached our destination.
Hey.
Huh?
Yes. Oh.
Yay! What? Yeah!
Yes.
Yeah!
Look, you're making money.
Mm-hmm.
Something you should have been doing.
We avoided getting roasted in that
Fucking
ring.
quests.
I love you.
I love you too. Is that what you're doing? Is all sorts of different quests so you can
Yeah, just clearing them up. This is that dungeon we couldn't do.
What stops you from doing it now?
Oh no, I'm going to. I'm just looking. You here? I'm glad you can join us for Stream
What we
Arrow.
could really use is something to cap this off.
Sure. Got any ideas on what would be good?
Mabo curry. Fried bread stuffed with curry.
You'd probably buy out the whole stock.
Bubble curry.
Yes. Excuse me.
Why are they called irresponsible?
I don't know.
Hey. Really now?
Love you too.
Am I bugging you?
No.
Am I being annoying?
No, making me happy.
What?
I see. Agreed.
Very nice.
Okay, shoot Sam.
Makes me wonder what levels these are, because I have a feeling they're gonna be.
The line of researchers is getting longer.
Perhaps I should have put more.
A lot higher than I'm equipped to deal with. Am I making you too uncomfortable?
No, it's the blanket because of the way that it is.
Do I have a fire somewhere? Yeah.
Thought into this before accepting.
Why are you staring at me?
I could ask. What do you all say to taking the path less trodden for once?
Path? I don't see any path.
Do you mean that thing that looks like an animal trail? Path may be a generous term. I'm assuming you know where it leads?
My gut says to a bridge.
Hootle,
Poodle says your gut's wrong.
Really? Well, it is definitely in the right general direction.
Not that main roads are necessarily danger-free, but he does have an
Poodle, the
uncanny
fucking
knack for
face.
insisting on some
Poodle's
strange and
face is
unique routes.
priceless.
Alvin always did like a challenge. Can't say I appreciate some of the more daredevil ways he's taken us, though.
Yeah,
Like the
jumping off
landslide he
a
insisted
100-foot
was a
cliff.
shortcut before
Right.
disappearing off the edge nearly gave me a heart attack.
I'll say, yet the intrepid explorer looked as happy as a pig in muck.
Probably best we stick to doing our own orienteering in the future.
Hey, so what about this route then?
Maybe if we pretend we can't hear him.
Don't you think the path forward is fraught enough without making extra problems for ourselves? Maybe best to reel it back.
Good point. I say we stick to the main track like regular travelers for once.
Guys? I will break down this wall!
Oh, more cutscenes.
I love how much amazing food we get to eat even when we're out on the road.
Me too. Especially compared to what I used to have when I was still a slave. This is paradise.
It's amazing what good food can do to keep your hopes up. Nagal
Yes,
used to
Chris.
say all the time that the power of food is subtle, yet profound.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? For whatever reason, I find I don't worry nearly as much when I've got a full stomach helping me out.
That's why you shouldn't be such a picky eater.
Huh?
She's right. You always leave food that you don't like on your plate when you're done.
Come on, what's the big deal?
Back in the day, I couldn't think about leaving any food. It was such a waste not to eat at all. You needed every last scrap of energy.
Exactly. Even when my brother and I didn't have much to eat, we all did what we could to make it taste good and enjoy what we had.
That definitely explains a lot about why you cook the way you do, Kisara.
Dohalim, I bet you don't know what any of that's like. You must be used to food being handed to you on a silver platter.
Sometimes it was gold.
You didn't shy away from that at all.
Although, there was one experience that does come to mind.
Oh?
When I first learned that the food I ate originally came from animals and fish, I was rather taken aback.
You just ate whatever was in front of you without even thinking about it?
That's a silver spoon elite for you.
Let's look up. Oh, look, another.
Your cooking has really improved, Shion.
It's because of you that I understand what makes it so fun. I'm glad everyone seems to enjoy what I make too.
I've noticed a disturbing trend that after it's your turn to cook, our ingredients tend to run really low. What's up with that?
That is a good point, Law. There's a weird difference between the amount of ingredients she prepares and how much food actually gets served. Curious. Very curious indeed.
I don't know. Isn't it pretty normal for veggies to shrink a little when you fry them up?
Or maybe she eats all the bad batches herself so we won't notice.
Come on, I wouldn't do anything like that.
Then how would you explain the difference?
I have a theory that I wish to propose.
What is
She
it?
eats.
As we all know, Shion here can have quite the appetite. I imagine she often taste tests her own food as she prepares it. By my eye,
Like somebody
it would
else
appear
I
that her
know.
footprints are leaving deeper impressions as of late. Far be it from me to level such an accusation, but the facts lead me to conclude that...
She's been snacking while she cooks.
And yet, she still looks so slender in her clothing.
Sweet dreams. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm kind of envious, actually.
Enjoy your sleep. Much love.
Wait a sec, are you guys trying to say she's...
I'm what?
Nothing? Nothing.
I still don't have...
Shion, could we talk a moment?
thought you had something to talk about. I was waiting on you.
Not really. Why? Should I leave you alone when I don't?
No, it's fine.
We used to really have to force these conversations when we started talking to each other, didn't we?
To say the least. Hey.
What is it?
Do you think you'd like to make something together?
Make what exactly?
Just if you wanna make dinner together. What did you think I meant?
Huh? Dinner? Oh, dinner, yes. Yes, of course. Dinner. Right.
What did you think I was talking about?
You can't do anything with her.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, what did you have in mind?
Well, do you recognize these ingredients?
This is... Wait, is this?
So you remember? That's right. We're going to fix the very first meal we ever had together. Although I remember it not being well received when we had it.
You still remember that, huh? I'm sorry, Shion.
I'm just teasing you, Alphen. I picked this recipe because it's easy to make, and I thought it would be a good choice for dinner, too. Anyway, let's get to work. With both of us making it, we should be finished in no time.
I never thought we'd end up eating alone like this again. Just the two of us.
Yeah. So much has changed when you look back on it. Well, I guess maybe not what we're eating, but still.
No, I'd say even that's changed too, in a sense. Our meals are a whole lot better now.
True. We both come quite a long way in the culinary arts.
That's not exactly what I mean. How do I put it? It feels like eating together is a lot more enjoyable than it used to be.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Even after our battles are done, when Dana is saved and our mission is finished, we'll probably still be sitting down to dinner like this, night after night.
Yep, I doubt that much will change. You've always got to eat at some point.
I hope our dinners will always feel like this.
Maybe not exactly like this. Hopefully we won't still be camping out.
Oh, no, not at all. I meant in a nice, warm house. One with a roof over our heads and a proper fireplace, instead of an open campfire.
And real chairs instead of these logs. Nice plates and silverware on a big dining table. Oh, and a proper kitchen. That'd be nice too.
And when it's time to fix dinner, we'll be in that kitchen.
Standing side by side.
Looks like we made too much. I don't think we'll be able to finish all this.
Yeah, you're right. I'll see if anybody else is still awake. I'd really hate to have to throw it away.
Side by side, huh?
I think it's time we go to sleep.
Where they openly admitted they had feelings. Finally.
Mm-hmm. Shion got explosive charge. I know that's going to be a process of doing that for every character.
Getting there.
You have to get max friendship with each of them to get their second master art. Like, I'm not far off from it.
Did you get enough sleep?
The way she cares like that. Did you get enough sleep? I love you.
I love you too. Getting close to being done. Okay, so shall we do some side questing?
Sure.
Let's go see what that closed off gate's been this entire time. I'm glad Arrow could join us
Looks
for
like we
sure.
made it here in one piece.
Do you sense one of your friends, Little?
Oh yeah, that should be up.
Yep. Lejutos.
Yeah, it should be over here. Remember how I went up to an area but I couldn't go up farther and there was like a broken vine? That's where I need to go. Because I got Dohalim's ability. We didn't get his ability until like near the end.
Yeah, but we never went back.
You can't do it anyway until you get the quest, which required Rena, which is why I never went back. Because I had to wait till it told me all the hidden owls were available. Yep, there it is. With its spear.
I see you've got your relics all lined up again. What are you doing? Huh? They're so bright now.
Oh, it's you two. I was merely tending to my collection.
Don't you think you've polished them enough by now?
You take better care of your relics than you do yourself.
I try to take good care of them. However, no matter how much work I put in, it refused to respond.
I thought you could hear their voices somehow.
Yeah, that reminds me, I need to look up the new
But that's
passive
all I can do with
that I
them.
got.
I can't actually engage in conversation with them. Not yet.
What are they saying? Did they really want you to polish them that much?
You're right. I was so enraptured with them, I may have selfishly failed to consider their own wishes. I must open my mind and sincerely engage with them in earnest.
He never gets tired of his relics, does he?
Nope. It is interesting to look at them when they're all lined up together like this, though. Like how these two have similar designs. It makes me wonder if they were made in the same period.
An excellent observation. Yes, I too suspect they're somehow intimately related as well.
I don't see what you two are talking about at all.
Hmm? What's this? Why, that smear wasn't there previously. Could it be responding to my voice at long last? It's rather viscous and has a distinct aroma to it.
Poodle! These relics are no place for you to do your business.
Come on, Dohalim. Let's go wash your hands before you catch anything weird.
My word, this must be the work of Providence.
What now?
It means destiny. I think it's a bit of an exaggeration, though.
Upgrade to law.
Guess I misread the landing.
Is this the barrier that's keeping the Zugolin that Nath mentioned?
Looks like it. Our Zugol pal should be on the other side.
This barrier is weird. It looks old and half-finished. Plus, he said it was okay to break.
I mean, we won't need it anymore once the Zugol's gone, right? So what does it matter? Did they really? You think that barrier was enough for a Zugol like that?
It was. That thing was sturdier than you give it credit for.
Really? So that's the Zugol, huh? This should be a piece of cake.
Don't get careless, Law. You can tell it's tough just looking at it.
It's a little higher than you.
Bet that shell's hiding something tasty. Exploit the enemy's weakness.
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Piercing down! Pieces! Attack time! Right Hurricane Strike! Here I
I overchanneled by accident. She won.
Asking me if I enjoyed yesterday's stream, I felt I had the volume off.
I feel like I was watching Edra. He knows I stream for you.
But I asked him, did I scare him? Remember, I told you, he stopped in the middle of his stream. He was like, actually, yes, he did. He was like, I was in the middle of heading towards where a fucking Leviathan was.
Try this!
It's weakened!
This ends now!
Hold on to your heart!
Thank you for all your help. Please, don't mention it. I'm glad to know somebody's got my back.
This one's all mine! Inferno Torrent!
Great fire! Inferno Prophet! Annihilation!
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
I don't know how I died there, but that helped. Because I wasn't paying attention. I wonder if he forgets that you stream for me sometimes. Yeah, that I stream for you.
Probably thought that you weren't going to stay on for long. Realizing
I don't cater to anyone's stream, and you know I don't.
you're not supposed to. When you stream, you cater to
You.
Yeah, I was about to say whoever it is, whatever audience it is. Cater to me because it's what I requested.
The only audience I care about is you. Okay, so he does hit me for a lot of damage. That was like 2,400 damage he hit me with.
Regenerate! Okay, here I go! Try this!
Annihilation! I'm ready!
Allow me to help! Explosive ring!
Make it ready! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Penumbra!
Anything in
At least you knocked it down for a little bit.
Its armor's too strong! Be my guest!
Such unadulterated fury.
Tornado drive! Shine! Radiant light!
Damn.
It's hard. But all big Zoogles do. There's not much I can do. I have the best armor available to me right now.
I got you. You're gonna have to use orange.
First, I'll throw that at Shion.
I feel rather out of sorts.
An infusion of hard-shelled insects should do the trick.
Is there a qualified doctor on command? Out of the woods.
Here's a healing art! First aid! It's time to finish this! Die!
That shit's so badass.
Consuming
Yeah.
wildfire!
Is that a healing art? It is. I can't ignore the pain. I'll try to be more careful.
Not today! Begin! Gonna attack!
Right, watch out!
It's too much.
That hits hard.
I couldn't make it.
Now.
They're tearing through us.
Healing must be our first
Now.
priority.
Yeah.
I'm on it. Not a moment to wait.
Okay, here I come. Dragon Swarm!
Time to shine. I let my guard down.
Not dead! Dragon Swarm!
That move.
Here comes the big one!
Come on, come to me.
Try harder! My turn!
I'm purposely moving him away from them, as you can probably tell.
Take
So they can heal up.
It's because it cost me a bit to do both of the extra things I needed to do. Nah, I don't need to use that much CP.
You can just put it up to using, like I said,
Yeah.
You'll pay for that!
I'm almost impressed.
High praise coming from you.
I said almost. Don't get carried away.
Knock over.
Can't get out of this.
Here, let me help. Blade move, blade fade. Inferno filter. Look sharp. There. It looks like we made a mess.
Yeah, come on. Over here. Thank you. And come over here.
And just like that, I'm back in it. Start by holding the front line. No sooner said
Over
than
here.
done. Inferno filter.
Dragon Swarm!
Now you see what I can do.
That's it! Dragon! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Demon Knight. Here's a healing art.
Eat this! Wide open!
Won't escape me.
Time to just kill you right off.
Look sharp!
Lightning punch.
even with it being massive levels ahead of you, you did it.
Yeah.
What's a letter doing in a place like this?
Hell if I know. I highly doubt that Zoogle was trying to guard it. Still, somebody must have left it for some...
Her to him. Father.
Huh? What's up?
Something up?
It's from my old man. My dear son, I wonder how things will be between us by the time you read this.
In any case, I first want to congratulate you on all that you've accomplished. Making it this far requires a strong body, fine technique, an unwavering spirit, and most of all, friends that you can count on.
Missed his voice.
It's been a good while.
If you have all of that, then I, as your father, have nothing to worry about. Those things together will always keep you on the right path. That brings me to what I really wish to discuss with you. As with all of us, there will someday come a time when you'll be a grown man who can and must think and act for himself. Whether you'll live in a world where blood will no longer be spilled between Danans and Renans, when that day arrives, nobody can say. But even if peace still eludes us then, you'll have to decide how to live in this world. Listen to others with an open heart, but don't be swept away by their words. Always live on your terms. One more thing. If I ever see you again, I hope to say this to you in person, but neither of us knows what tomorrow may bring. Know this. Whatever you think of me, what I've done.
That's what I was trying to say.
I love you very, very much.
And there's nothing in this whole world that will ever change that. Your father, Zephyr.
Zephyr.
I can't believe he's only telling me all this after he's gone. What am I supposed to do with this?
Know that everybody is cared about.
Zephyr once told me that living freely meant being your own master. I think he wanted to make sure you know how he felt one way or another. What you do with that knowledge is up to you.
Do you want some fishy or chickeny? Fishy,
But that still
teriyaki
doesn't
fishy, or
explain why
regular
his
fishy?
father left that letter for him here, of all places.
Don't forget, we were led to this place. We may well get some answers if we go back to the source of all this.
As a cooler sauce.
Okay.
I figured it would be best that way.
Okay. I'll do all 4 fish so we can have a bit of enjoyment. Astro flower.
With your 1 HP, you better fucking heal and get the goddamn fucking CP up. Jesus fuck.
Why? I can just go rest. I was hoping there'd be more in here.
That's all you get. No more freebies.
Why are you so mean to me?
That's what it tells you. No more freebies, bitch.
But it wasn't even a freebie.
That definitely was.
I ain't complaining.
You look so mellowed out.
I'm enjoying. I want to just get closer to the end for us finally.
Hey.
Hey.
I guess... No way.
Damn.
All right.
This is...
Thanks.
Zephyr's ring. And Dawn Bracers.
We're making Mooney.
Yep, and Torchbearer.
Nice. I'm a bee. Sitting straight.
Right. So let's see what that does, shall we?
We shall.
Oh, we're gonna watch a
You
cutscene.
okay, Law? You seem kind of quiet.
I'm fine. Just feels a little weird returning home now that my dad's not here, I guess. Oh man, sorry. I didn't mean to bum you out too.
So I guess that means you'll be visiting your dad's grave while you're here. Right, Law?
His grave? What are you, nuts? There is no grave. The Rena would only destroy it the moment they found it.
Back before Calaglia was liberated, dead slaves would be dumped in mass burial sites. Either that or thrown on top of a bonfire. We got used to cremating our own to deny them the pleasure. Then we'd sprinkle the ashes from high up as a way of returning them to the motherland.
It's all we could do. That's the ceremony we had when my mom died, too.
But that was back then, right? Calaglia is liberated now. There's nothing to stop you from raising a true grave
There's been
anymore.
a lot of interesting
I suppose
cutscenes.
you've got a point. Once you've been doing something for generations, though, it sort of begins to take root. It's a tradition of its own now.
My dad wouldn't want that anyway. Cheap and simple, he'd say. Besides, I can't treat him differently than my mom. They might not end up meeting on the other side.
I hadn't thought of it like that. Wow, imagine. The two of them reunited. Back home where they belong. They're probably watching over us right now. At one with Great Dana. There's something almost poetic about it.
That's why I can't afford to screw up. If I know my pops, something as paltry as death won't stop him from coming to box my ears. Still, better than being left alone, I guess. Better than never knowing. You hear that, Dad? I'll make you
Growing
proud.
up, they all are.
You'll
It's been, I will say this game has had excellent character development over time. Much better than I thought it would be. What do you think?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's go to Law. Yeah, massive upgrade. That's pretty good. Should I give it to Law or should I give it to Alphen? He can use it. Oh no, he can't. So that is unique to Law. Okay, time to give it to Law then, right?
Right.
Save. Now time to go heal before you kill me. Making sure there's no side quests. Okay. I don't really care where I go as long as there's a bonfire. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I doubt that. I can fast travel to Tower of the Wind Spirits now. Okay.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Doing some thinking?
Nah. It just occurred to me that our journey's been going for a while now.
Is it a wonder to you our group has held together this long?
Maybe. We've got Danans, Renans, a lord, a mage, and even a guy from another time. Yet here we all are, leaning on each other as travel companions. It's like a minor miracle.
If anything, I'd say it's proof. Proof that as long as we accept each other for who we are, we can all get along.
And, with understanding, comes togetherness. Yeah,
Almost 3 hours?
we have more than enough evidence of that.
2:35.
I've always had a thorny relationship with others. Quite literally, as it happens.
Right.
I figured that it was easier to give up on intimacy, rather than having to go through all of the pain of rejection. I mean, is it any wonder I grew thorns around my heart, too?
But now...
Right. Now... I still have my thorns, of course. But they don't cover my heart.
Don't cover your soul either.
I know now that there is more than one way for people to relate to one another. It was you and everyone else here that taught me that. Everyone that you brought together, Alphen.
It wasn't just me. I mean, sure, I invited a
He
few
doesn't
folks
realize
to
he's
join
the
us,
glue that
but
makes it stick.
swordsmanship's about all I have to offer. Everyone's taught and supported me just as much as I have them.
And they find that out from what's his...
You see?
what's his
That's
creature
what I'm
spirit.
talking about.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're fine just as you are. The bonds that you form with others, they shine more brightly because they're mutual.
See?
It's not just one bond for you. It's many, each with a heart of its own. That's what makes them special.
There it is.
The one you were waiting for?
Yeah, that's the last one I can get Prouf, and I'm pretty sure.
The knockout
Hey,
convention.
Yep. I have 2 of them now per fight.
Everything
They expect
okay
you to
there,
play
big guy?
Reckless with
You look
Alphen.
kind of pissed.
I'll say. He looks like he wants to bite the head off something.
What's eating at you? Come on, Alphen. You're gonna bring us all down if you keep that ferocious scowl on.
Oh, sorry. Do I really look that ticked off?
Seems familiar.
Yeah, it kinda
I'm
makes
always
you hard to
happy
talk
looking.
to.
But
So,
you bring
what's
out the
bothering
smile
you?
in me.
It's a pebble.
A pebble?
Snuck its way into the back of my boot. Can't seem to get rid of it.
Oh, I totally get you. Weird how much it can get on your nerves, huh?
Yeah, it's barely bigger than a grain of sand. So how come it feels like I'm walking around on hot nails?
You know, maybe this is a crazy solution, but you could just take your boot off and give it a shake.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, of course. You're right.
The better half.
Yep, you're my better half.
Phew. It's like I've been given a new lease on life. Thanks for the tip, Shion.
Seemed kind of obvious, but you're welcome? That's the trouble with windy places. All that fine debris ends up getting into your hair and clothes.
Alphen, is it just me, or have you become extra sensitive ever since getting your sense of pain back?
Now that you mention it, the other night at camp, there was a fly buzzing around that annoyed him so much, he unsheathed the blazing sword.
So much for sensitive. That's just being a Mr. Cranky Pants.
Yeah.
Nothing new on that front, then.
What's the matter, Alphen? You look a little tense.
It's nothing, really.
He wants to get angry, but knows that doing so would only prove our point. Hence the building frustration showing plainly on his face.
Would you stop analyzing things for 1 minute?
Point taken.
And more cutscenes.
Shion, about that fight just now.
Sorry about that. I was careless.
I didn't come to criticize you. Just please take better care of yourself.
You don't need to worry about me. In case you forgot, I can't exactly die anyway. It's like how you used to not care about getting beat up because you couldn't feel pain, and then I was the one to patch you up. It's the same thing.
You're right. That is how I used to be. But this isn't the same.
Then what do you mean? How is what's happening now different from what happened then?
It's different now.
Look, if you mean because you can feel pain again,
It's because I don't want to see you getting hurt.
He outright
You're
said
right.
it.
When I couldn't feel any pain, I put myself in all sorts of dangerous situations. I didn't listen to anybody's warnings, and I made a lot of people worried for no good reason. It was foolish. This isn't about you and me being able to take pain. I don't want to have to see you get hurt, Shion. It's too much for me to take. Is that a crazy thing to say?
No, it isn't. And I definitely don't like seeing you get hurt either, Alphen. We can't expect our enemies to show us any mercy, but I will do my best not to throw myself in harm's way out there either. How does that sound?
I'm sorry if I sounded harsh earlier. I didn't mean to. I just really want you to take better care of yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, take
I
better
will.
care of yourself.
I have
At
them.
least, for as long as I can.
Hey, Alphen, why do you like spicy food so much anyway?
You know, I haven't thought about that before. Maybe because when I couldn't feel pain, it gave me that kick I was craving.
But now that you can feel pain again, wouldn't your tastes have changed?
Did you like spicy food when you were younger?
Not as much as I do now. At some point, it just became something almost like an addiction, I guess.
I can most certainly relate. Once you've had your fill of ordinary food, you cannot help but seek out more unusual fare.
I don't think that's got anything to do with Alphen's tastes. Although I won't deny that you definitely have a thing for exotic food. The stranger, the better.
I just wish I could have gotten you into sweets like me, Alphen.
I like food that's dense and keeps you feeling full myself. It helps you last longer when you're on the move.
We all know you're a quantity over quality kind of.
What was that?
Nothing.
Oh, shit.
Lost my train of thought.
Oh, shit.
No, I've also noticed Shion's not really into the same kind of food most Renans are. Could be it's got something to do with the way she grew up.
That's so me. Even when I was little, I was all about food that gives me strength. All meat, all the time.
And I guess Kisara is so good at cooking fish because she can catch them herself.
I'm only good with fish because it used to be the easiest thing to get. When you work with something long enough, it comes naturally to you.
But what I really like about your cooking is how it tastes homemade. It reminds me of what my mom used to make.
Really?
That's adorable.
You know, I used to cook a lot of meals for younger kids, and they said the same thing.
When you get down to it, I guess the things a person cooks and the foods they like say a lot about the way they've lived.
Oh, we're done? I expected like 30 more.
And try about 50. Then wait for your next one. The fucking curry that she's obsessed with.
I still don't have the better ore recipe. I have more dropped items.
Curry bun? Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, that's Attack Up Bow. Okay, so I can't do any of the important scenes yet for any other character. And it shows me the smiley face on Shion, meaning I maxed her out.
Poodle and I couldn't eat another bite.
I'm gonna save and then use the restroom real quick and then we'll continue on.
Wait. It seems a lot later than it is. Because of how gloomy it is.
It also didn't really help that we kind of went to bed super late and woke up super early, so it feels long.
I mean, you're not wrong. But that's usually how my days start off to begin with. back.
Hey, honey.
Hmm?
Is Elon Musk retarded?
Is he stupid? Yes.
He's trying to say he's made millionaires out of his factory workers. No, the fuck he hasn't. $15 to $30 an hour. Bullshit. So he's full of shit.
Nothing new.
Didn't turn the light on. When he actually texted me, I'm surprised.
Do you mind muting real quick?
How do I mute? Sorry about that. We were talking about something real quick and I was in the restroom.
So there's your answer. So I will keep up an update on that then.
Okay. It wouldn't involve me.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't even involve me either, so.
Can you hear us, Umi? Yeah, why aren't you followed, huh? Did you remove me, jerk? And thank you for the follow. I'm working on side quests, so I know, like, you're playing through the game and you don't want spoilers or whatever.
Keep feeding him like that.
But I'm working on side quests right now.
He'll be too.
You should be able to hear both of us when she speaks too. I'm not using a headset. Six-armed giant on Rena.
Who, what?
27k gold, I'll take that. Gagum Halgarashi.
That's like one of the newer monsters that we have to go against for the tissue sample.
Oh, yeah, so I'm not... Okay, so I can't do that. I can do the owls, that I'll do later.
Because it said it was on Rena, no? I could have sworn that's what exactly
Well,
it
there's the recipe I needed, honey.
The sushi recipe?
Yeah, Mental Dungeons.
You should be able to do it, no?
They're all final boss at 65.
Oh, never mind.
I could probably beat it with my gear, but I would need a fair bit of items.
Too heavy to fly.
Okay, so time to farm.
The problem I'm having is I don't have a recipe for massive ore farming. Because 4 gold chunks is 12,000.
That's not enough. Yeah, but you said you wanted to go fight the whatchamacallit, didn't you? Can't you go back?
To Rena? Or no? I can go back to Dana, but I don't think they spawn enough of them.
Not Dana. What's the middle ground place called? Because you wanted to get their dog tags, the platinum dog tags.
Yeah, Lenegus.
Thank you. Thank you. And in order to
I
do
can't
that,
make that yet.
I can't make his highest weapon either.
No.
It cost an arm and a leg to fucking make all this shit.
Story of Renee. I'm going to make that because I'm not sure if that's the book I need to finish her fucking quest. I'm missing a book and I don't know which one it is. Oh, no problem. Like I said, I'm working on side quests and doing some grinding because the optional dungeons are like in their 60s. And I don't want to burn through a crazy amount of healing items. Yeah, because that's where we're at. Aurorian Palace. Entrance. Let's go see if that's the book. I don't know which of the books I need. I need only one last book for her quest. But I can't remember which one it is. At one point I looked it up. Well, I've done everything, and she'll tell you I've fought everything through the game, so it's not like I haven't been playing
Sure
through.
is good to be back in the pleasant climes of Menancia. Especially after the extremes of some of the other regions we visited.
Definitely. Your country is beautiful.
You do me an honor. However, this place was never mine to own.
I didn't mean it that way. Though, I guess technically you weren't born here either. Native or not, that doesn't change the feelings you had for the place. If I were you, I'd try to take a little pride in people's compliments.
Allow myself to feel pride, huh? That sounds like no easy task.
I could do
Nothing sounds
some
easy
semi-farming
when you overthink
down
things the way you
below
do. It must
from
be
the wind tower and go
exhausting.
up and down.
He's always worrying about something. It's probably what gives him his eye for detail. That's
But
just
Rena
the way
would be
he
the
is.
best place probably
Yeah,
for leveling.
so we'd noticed.
Let's change the subject, shall we? It's a wonder so many things coincided to bring us here. Alphen's awakening, Shion's decision to revolt, the Danon uprising in Calaglia, the crown contest's final,
I'm kind of looking
sputtering
forward to the
throes.
salmon tonight.
Zephyr's being in the right place at the right time. The fact that you happen to be a lord just as this was all going on?
It's almost as if we were brought together by design. By someone who wanted to bring down the system.
No, enough Hand of Destiny talk. We did this on our own steam. It's our responsibility to see it through.
Did Law just utter a pearl of wisdom?
I do think about things, you know. Just what do you take me for exactly?
Honestly, I always sort of pegged you as a likable dolt.
What the hell makes me a dolt, you dolt?
I mean, she did say he was a likable dolt, didn't she?
Let's refrain from poking this particular Zooble any further. Some lessons just can't be taught.
Not to dolts, anyway.
Damn.
Straight up talking shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dumb and
Sarah,
blissful.
What's your secret for putting up with Dohalim? I don't
I'm
know
just
how
teasing.
you managed to deal with him.
Secret? Oh, I don't think it's as difficult as all that, really.
Could have had me fooled. Anyone who waxes lyrical on the aesthetic qualities of cactus thorns is a step too far for me.
And those poetic flourishes he sneaks into regular conversation? How am I supposed to react?
He likes the sound of his own voice, that's for sure. I say let him have his fun. No need to try and understand anything.
I will say one of my favorite things about this game is the character development. It's one of the better games for actual character development and changes.
Though he was my superior back then. So who's to say what I didn't see?
The Lord of Cislodia hid in plain sight while a crony posing as him carried out all his business.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Everything's
shortage.
fucking
What if the Lord we met in Descent was really...
An imposter? Dohalim? Hardly. Like it or not, that's him all right. In all his flamboyant, circumloquacious glory.
Damn, this game likes to use big words most of the average people wouldn't understand.
Ooh, I gotta read about that one.
Come to think of it, what with being
Two
a
idiots
lord
going
and all,
against each other.
he's probably never had anyone to speak to on an equal basis.
Yeah, Shion's based off of Mia, and Alphen's cosmetics were based off what Mia wanted for me. So yes, Shion is a bun, and I'm a wolf.
Eccentricities would have been nice.
That's right, he hasn't been around to notice
No, he
the
didn't
fact
notice,
that
yeah.
fucking
Eccentricities that make him
Shion
who
and
he
I
is.
have very similar fucking traits.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Now, if he ever plays the game, he'll know.
He
He'll be like, "Yeah,
supposedly
that
is
really
playing it, I thought. Or plans on playing it whenever he can get around to finishing a game for his...
Hey, she's pretty cute.
Who are you looking at? Quit gawking and let's go.
Ow!
Okay, so that's not the book I need. Which means I probably don't have the ability to make the book she wants.
Jesus Christ.
After you fix 16. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to go farther so I can level.
Which Tails is he talking about? Because there's more than one Tails game.
Yeah, I think he's gonna play Arise.
Made it.
I love this game. I love Vesperia
wonder
too. I
what
can't wait to start my
Helgankul
playthrough of that
civilization
again.
is
I'm
like
looking
it
forward to
at
watching your playthrough on
I
this
can
and see how
imagine
you
that
play
is something
differently
you
than
take
I do.
interest in.
Oh, because I'm gonna play
There's no
Shion.
question.
Well,
it
yeah,
must
you're
have
gonna
been
play
advanced,
Shion and
like none
Dohalim.
either world has ever
Dohalim?
seen. We could surely
Well, I
stand
liked
to learn a
Alphen
thing
for
or
the
two
high
from
risk,
such
high
people.
reward.
I can't do high risk, high reward.
I know you get.
Anxiety.
But we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
I don't like dying.
And you can do all the research you
Yet
want.
your
when
bard
you're
is always on his back in your
can think
video
of worse
game.
Is that me dying? No, my main character is usually fucking
As to whether
Cecil.
Rena is amenable
Oh,
to
yeah.
And I never die.
Basic bitch.
It's a little
Like
early
you,
to be giving
right?
it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream. A man can dream.
I forget he also doesn't really get to hear us banter, does he?
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something.
Need to stay with us
Damn.
for now, though.
I love that they all like pick on each other. It really is like a
Why
big
do I
family
feel this is
between them.
less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Get him, Kassar. That's not active. That's not active, which means that's the only one. Man, getting all these titles have been time consuming.
Looks like we warped into that pit of astral energy.
Okay. I'm gonna save out I have it. Because if I didn't need to rush into this for leveling, I wouldn't be here, you know what I mean? Because I want to do the side content. The elemental dungeons look fun.
Oh, Jesus.
Helganquil! Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
I kind of just stream when I'm in the mood for, and it's mainly
Something off here? They're not pulling punches. We have no choice.
Stuff for Mia. That's so annoying getting interrupted by those attacks. Yeah, seriously, the spamming of those fucking cheap astral arts is obnoxious as fuck. The Typhlosion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
As far as I know, they incorporated them, didn't they?
Yeah, Kazan Samura is currently being...
This ends now! Consider yourself finished!
I think the enemy is getting desperate.
Got them where we want them.
Don't tip your hand, though. I'll take you all on.
Get him, Kasara. I love you. I don't know, like I said, I've heard a lot mixed on Pokemon Go, but it's not usually positive anymore.
Alphen.
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Dahnan slaves?
Oh, you're catching a Flareon? Good luck.
However,
Are you
if
getting
we
bored?
don't
Should
make
I
a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be
It
that
popped
much
up at the
worse.
top of my screen.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
No, that's fine. I don't mind. I know.
I hate
Like,
for
you're
it to
enjoying
be
the
like
stream.
this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now,
EXP is
mission
good.
is over.
I would hope so, with how fucking high they are.
We have to stay the course.
And more cutscenes!
Stuff
Woo!
underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all
It's a Sand Slash.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind.
I actually
by
like the,
Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
Oh, there's rumors that it's either going to be a Johto remake or a Nuvo remake.
Center of the planet.
Or both.
Hey, these guys built Lennigus, remember?
Well, I would hope a Nova gets it too, but there's rumors both are being done.
Things like this.
Because,
Did they really only
to be
use
honest,
those
I wouldn't
immense
mind a Sun and Moon
capabilities to
remake,
serve
though.
the Great Spirit? Or
But there's a
rather,
lot of rumors
was that
swirling
the
around
only
both
use
Johto
the
and
Great
Nunova
Spirit let them
as
use their
remakes currently.
capabilities for?
Okay.
We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
ROG.
The true citizens of Rena.
RPG, yeah.
They have become nothing more than
And, like, I think the only thing is, like, in most RPGs,
their accomplishments once
they are paced out fairly well,
potential to be great
but,
Do you think we could have got along with them?
yeah,
You know,
for
if we had met under
Pokemon,
different
there's heavy rumors swirling around
like-
Johto being remade again, and,
I
Unova,
suppose it's difficult
so
to
black
say
and
for
white.
sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level.
And then, as for RPGs, don't get me wrong, I love RPGs, but Tails definitely likes to pack a lot of their cutscenes near the end. So it's literally like 2 hours of combat and like 18 hours of cutscenes all in the last like 10% of the game. And it's a bit tiring sometimes. It's the reason I'm not going to binge the next
I'd
Tales.
like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
Heart Gold and Soul Silver was excellent, but I think a lot of it is just I don't know if the Heart Gold and Soul Silver is going to be like Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, and I hope to God not, because I will not buy them. I will skip that, because I can't stand Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu, that style. No offense. Cypress!
Regarding the past 3
He's a
centuries,
Multi.
at least,
He's
I'd say
adorable.
there's a good chance that we're the first.
But I don't play
Also,
Pokemon in
while
the
I
same
get that
sense
it's
of the way I
impressive and
was.
all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about
Like,
your
I don't play
priorities.
as much as I used to. I still haven't even finished Scarlet and Violet.
More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
Like, I play a bit when I can, but it's just dependent on my head.
Planet, of course.
And
This would be
that
nice because
doesn't
this would be the
strike you as
4th game
sounding just a little bit,
this year I've finished,
I don't know,
which is
far?
more than I have in a
There
while.
has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Wild Hearts,
Yeah.
Grounded.
It's pretty unlikely
I
that they'd
100%
make
did
that
Final
kind of
Fantasy
journey
1,
on foot.
playing on my Steam Deck.
There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
It's not that I don't still love Pokemon, it's
You're
just
brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us.
it hasn't been holding my attention in the same vein, and I think that's a lot to do with the fact that I don't feel like they care as much about their franchise as they used to. They're just trying to prolong it for as many years as they can. Oh boy. You ready, honey?
A 6-armed giant. Is this the Zoogle from the...
Okay, Calamity Arms, and he's only 54, so that's in range of Doodle Ball. Let's target his core. He has the same house as that final boss, that boss we fought. I wonder if I can knock him down with this. Yes, I can. I should be okay against this thing. Honestly, the hardest giant Zoogles I fought was the Mantis in the very beginning. He was not easy at all, even when I got close to his level. That guy just hit ridiculously hard. And then I would say the 4 Elemental King, or whatever the fuck they called it. Just because there was so many spells being casted on the screen at a given time that dodging them was painful. But the Mantis, yeah, he was hitting like Meave hits would just straight up one-shot my Alpin. But he, like, even his normal variant just hit stupid hard.